This video is going to show you how to make the key ring with your name on it. Get in the habit of coming up and clicking on Camera, Standard View, and ISO, so this way we can see the X, Y, and Z coordinates. The rectangle part of our keychain is going to be 1/2 inch by 2 inches. So go ahead and click on the rectangle tool. And then I'm going to come to the origin, which is 0, 0, 0. I'm going to click once and move my mouse slightly off to the side. What I'm going to type in is 0.5 and then quotation marks. Quotation marks means inches. So if you look in the bottom right box where it says dimensions, you'll see the 0.5 quotation marks. Then I'm going to type in comma, 2 quotation marks for 2 inches, and then hit enter. And because we're so zoomed out, we need to zoom in to the origin, and we will see the rectangle that we've created. From here, what I'd like for you to do is to click on push-pull and bring this up to 1/8 inch. So I'm going to type in 1-8 quotation marks for inches, and then hit enter. And we can see now that we have our rectangle that is 1/2 inch by 2 inches, and it's 1/8 inch tall. Now I'm going to create the opening where the key ring can actually go through. So I'm going to click on the circle tool, and I'm going to click on the midpoint once, and I'm going to come out to the edge corner and click again. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on the push-pull tool, and I'm going to bring this down to here. So what I did is I clicked once on the face, and I'm going to click on this edge, and we'll see that we have brought that down. Clicking on the eraser tool, I'm going to erase this section right here. Now I want to create the actual opening, so I'm going to click on the circle tool again, click on the midpoint, and I'm going to come out to 3/16 of an inch, which looks like this. And I can tell because I can look in the bottom right hand corner where it says radius, it says 3/16 of an inch, and then click. I'm going to erase this line. And I want to erase this section right here, and the best way to do that is with push-pull. I'm going to click once on this face, and then I'm going to click down somewhere along the line, which is the bottom endpoint, and it will disappear. For the sake of the 3D printer, we want to get rid of as many lines that we don't need. So we don't need this line, and we don't need that line. So now what I'd like for you guys to do is to go ahead and click on the text tool, the 3D text tool. And it takes a couple seconds for it to appear, so don't keep clicking on it. First off, we want to choose a font that is pretty bold, and we don't want to have any thin parts to your letters. So what I'm going to do is type in my last name, Domer, D-O-M-E-R, and I'm going to leave everything else as is. Then I'm going to go ahead and click on place, and it's going to be really big. Okay, just go ahead and click anywhere on the screen so this way you can drop it. So the first thing I want to do is I want to rotate it 90 degrees. So right next to the move button, I'm going to click on rotate. Okay, with here it's showing me a protractor, and I'm actually going to have to click 3 times. So I'm going to click once on an endpoint, I'm going to click again on another endpoint, and then I'm going to move my mouse around, and if you look in the bottom right hand corner where it says angle, it says 90 degrees. If you can't quite get it to 90, you can simply just release your mouse, type in 90, and then hit enter. It will automatically move it 90 degrees in the direction that you wanted it. So what I'm going to do is click on the move button, and I'm going to click on the corner of my D, and I'm going to bring it down to the corner of my keychain. I can tell that this is still too big, and then I need to scale it down. Off to the left, we are going to see the scale tool. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that, and you'll now see a whole bunch of these green rectangles. So I'm going to click on the top right one, and I'm going to click once and bring it down until it's about the size that I want. And I'm going to make it a little bit smaller, so this way I can move it in a little bit, and I can move it up a little bit. And I'm going to click on the select tool and click anywhere, so this way I can make sure that everything is good to go. And you want to make sure that the letters are sitting flat on the solid base that you have made. We also want to make sure that our letters are not too tall. We have this as 1/8 inch tall, and we would like our letters to also be 1/8 inch. So I can click on the tape measure tool, and I can click on one corner of one of my letters, and I can click on the other one. And this says it's about 1/16 of an inch. And if you want it a little bit taller, what you can do is click on the select tool. You actually want to triple click the letters, and then you want to click again and to select the face, and what you can do is you can bring it up just a tiny little bit more. So I can come back to my protractor, and this is telling me that it's about 1/8 of an inch. Okay, so if that looks too tall for you, you can keep it at 1/16, okay, or you can bring it up a little bit taller if you'd like. The last thing we need to do is we need to save it as an STL file, which is the file format that 3D printers reads in. So first we want to save your keychain, so we're going to click on File, Save As. And my setup looks slightly different, but I'm going to walk you through what you should see on your computer. If you click on Computer, underneath network location, you will see one that says 1161 Lego. You want to go ahead and double click on that. Mine says RE Domer since I'm currently logged in as myself and not the 1161 Lego. So when you double click on 1161 Lego, you should see something that kind of looks like this. And actually I'm going to create a folder that says keychains. So what I'd like for you to do is double click on keychains. And just for the sake of organization, I'd like for you to type in 1 if you're the first class I see of the day, 2 for the second class, 3 for the third, 4 for the fourth. So I'm going to type in 4. Let's just say I'm in the 4th class. And then I'm going to type in my first and last name, followed by the word keychain. So this way we know that this is the student who is in the 4th period class, what their name is, and what they actually drew. We'll click on Save. Now we want to save it as an STL file. So I'm going to click on Tools, and I'm going to come down to where it says Export to DXF or STL. If we haven't selected the keychain, it's going to ask us if we want to select the entire model. In this case, we can click Yes. And we want the export unit to be in inches, and we want to make sure that it says STL. Click on OK, and you will see another screen that appears like this. You don't have to make any changes. From here, you can just click on Save. It's going to give you this pop-up message, and that's okay. We can just go ahead and click on OK. Once you've saved your STL file, you can let Mrs. Domer know that you are done and let her know which color filament you would like to print in. She has glow-in-the-dark, white, black, purple, blue, and I think that is it. So again, make sure you let Ms. Domer know that you are done with